Hello, I am back with 2 weeks of feature updates for Pixel Rush RTX Week 4 and Week 5. Let's hop right into it. So summer here, we got a new Skybox that absolutely matches the vibe, and we have a level toggle, that's right. So switching between levels because we have the dungeon level more or less completed. The map outline is finished. So with that came a ton of other updates, such as monster pathing logic, fog of war updates, and the minimap, and I'll tell you why when we hop into the demo, and we also got a wiki going. So first off, so let's start easy. We got environment polish. So the force level, we got updated skybox and updated environment lighting to match our vibe, and for the dungeon level, we have a separate skybox for the dungeon level, and the lighting matches the darker environmental theme. So here's the before on the left and the after on the right, matches our cute vibe, got a much more vibrant level style to it. Now we have a main menu level toggle, so you can choose the level you play from the main menu. Toggling through the available levels dynamically updates the main menu background. So here we are in the main menu of Pixel Rush, and now you can choose the level you wish to play. So let's hop into a forest game, and you can see the vibe here is now a lot more vibrant. It matches, the card asset update. It matches a lot more what really we're going for. So I'm happy now with the vibe of the forest level. So let's go ahead and quit and hop back into the main menu and load into the dungeon level. So here we got a little bit more of a dark theme going on, and it is a lot larger of a map. So we're going to hop back into dungeon level later when I want to show you just a little bit more. But let's hop back to the presentation. So we have dungeon level. So I confirmed that the script logic I made for the force level can easily be extended to these new levels. So I feel confident that the framework will support at least 3 levels at launch, with more to come in future updates. So the dungeon level contains more complicated elements. There's alternative pathways. I'm going to be implementing a new monster pathing algorithm called Sneaky, where these monsters are more likely, or not more likely, they are intended to kind of sneak around the back way and attack towers and attack from behind. And there's raised pathways for multi-lane chaotic gameplay and multiple base towers. So let me pop up Godot for you here and load the dungeon level. And hop over to the 3D scene. So the dungeon level here now, we've got multiple scenes. So if you want like a quick bird's eye view of the dungeon level, this is what it looks like. So each enemy and friendly has a sort of sneaky path to come along around the back, but we also have raised pathways now. So we've got stairs and we have raised pathways, and all underneath we've got a lane underneath as well as monsters traversing on the top, and obviously stairs back down. So there is one thing you probably noticed about the dungeon level as well, is that there is multiple base towers. This leads to some really interesting dynamic gameplay. So let me hop in here and I'll show you what I mean. So when I play a Dragon Spark over here, we see that he's gonna start traversing this way, and he's gonna take the lower path. When I play a Dragon Spark here, this Dragon Spark is going to go ahead and run up these stairs. And this is the new raised pathway feature. So I had to update the monster pathing to work with stairs because that originally was not an intended feature of the game. So see, here we have our Dragon Spark coming over this way. Seems like he just passed path to another monster coming over here, and then if I want to get a little bit sneaky, I can play a Sun Blossom over here, and he's probably going to head this way, but it looks like we got monsters coming here forward, so that's where they're going to be pathing. So we have this very hectic multi-lane gameplay going on here. We see the Dragon Spark took this stair up, and now he's joining the main battlefield here. Okay, so let me just go pause. So the dungeon level is interesting. Let's say that. I will say that at the least. The dungeon level is very, very interesting. Okay, so moving on. The monster pathing logic. As I mentioned, the dungeon level introduced the first raised environmental assets to the game. So monster pathing update had to be updated to support X, Y, and Z coordinate traversal. And this is a big deal. It's going to lead to more complicated levels and a much more polished feel for the game. Fog of War enhancements. So originally, when I implemented the Fog of War, it only supported one plane. So Fog of War now correctly renders on higher planes. There is still some work to be done. So if you caught that here, you see how the Fog of War is working on the top layer here, just like we do normally, but it's actually also revealing the bottom portion of the bottom lane as well, which obviously is not intended. So there's still a little bit of work to do with the Fog of War, but I will definitely figure it out. It won't be hard to figure that out, and it's gonna look, I think, absolutely fantastic. So, other than that, we got our spells being placed. We get everything working just about more or less. But there is some bugs, like I can't really play a monster down here. They end up getting spawned up here, so there's a little bit of spawning and a little bit of pathing and Fog of War updates still to do that I'll be working on next week, or maybe I'll leave that on the back burner for now and start getting some of the props placed into the dungeon level, because you can see here the dungeon level is pretty bare right now. There's not a lot of like environmental details going on. Like if I hop over to the forest level, we see there's a lot of flavor here. Like there's the tent and the logs and the rocks and the pond. So not a heck of a lot going on there now as it is now, but there will be a lot of personality added to the dungeon level. I just want to get the basic lanes mechanics working. We got the pathways working, we got the raised platforms working, we got the Fog of War enhanced. So a lot of fantastic things happening. In addition to this, the dungeon level, as you can see, is a lot bigger than the forest level. It's absolutely massive. So I implemented the minimap. And so now you can see, if we play into the dungeon, I have a minimap here. And so this allows me to quickly hop around all different sections of the map. And when I play a monster, you can see that the area that the monster is revealed on the minimap is highlighted green. And so, it's a quick, easy way to hop around the map if I want to, quickly place monsters where I wish them to be placed. And, I can react and enact plans a lot quicker. And it's a lot more user-friendly. So the same feature exists in the forest level. I got a mini-map here, and I can, quickly hop around the map, play monsters and see where they're spawning, see where they're revealed. But you can also just turn it off with the M toggle. If you're not a fan of the minimap or you don't use the minimap, it is kind of obscuring some view here, so you can just simply turn it off. No problem there. Okay, moving on. Remember, everything is fully playable on the alpha build on my website. Link is in the description. You do not need to wait for the Steam demo. So please wishlist the game if you haven't already. Hop over to piledrivegames.com and hit the Pixel Rush tab. I did now get the wiki going. So we've got a short description about all of the monsters, their favorite type, their algorithm, pathing algorithm, their attack type, health, cost, speed, DPS, all by evolution chain. And then we also got a quick blurb about each spell. So I'm still working on the spells. And then there's going to be, another section on environmental details like towers and maybe chests. If you feel me, there might be a new chest environmental feature coming with Dungeon, but maybe I'll present that next week. So we're currently sitting at 19 wish lists. We're averaging about one wish list a day. Sometimes we're getting 3, sometimes we're getting 2, so let's pump these numbers up. We got people from all over the world, so you don't want to miss out. You want to play some Pixel Rust. You can play it, again, reminder, on my website. It is live. The alpha build is live. Just come to piledrivegames.com. Go ahead, try the game out. Let me know what you think. So thank you so much for watching. This week, I do promise, I know if you're here on this channel, you may be here for tutorials. I do promise to put out a couple tutorials over the next few weeks, so you're not just bombarded with these devlogs, but I do have to get my weekly devlogs out. I cannot go longer than 2 weeks without a devlog, of course. So here we are. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you have wish listed and try out the new features on piledrivegames.com. It's been Ethan. Thank you for your time, and thank you for supporting Pixel Rush RTS. I'll see you later.